Hey, 2004 twin turbo Cayenne, doing transmission flush, and I've already unloosened the fill plug and drain plug, and most people say to unloosen the fill plug first. I think it was a 17 millimeter. I'll put that in the notes, but and I had to use an impact to get it loose. It was in there good, but anyways, working on adding my transmission fluid. I had made this contraption. I had bought this connection, which is what I'm supposed to be using, from Amazon, and I can include that in my notes as well. I've been setting myself up, or hopefully not setting up, preparing to get this going. So I'm hoping this contraption, bought this at Harbor Freight, is a real nice pouring setup, which helps from spilling because I'm kind of a klutz in that. But because I've watched other videos and people were just pouring it everywhere, and this actually looks like it's almost fill proof as far as me spilling it everywhere. And my name's Phil. But anyways, I'm going to put the max amount of fluid in there, so maybe a quart to quart and a half, or excuse me, a gallon and a half. And I am using, for the Cayenne, I think everybody knows this by now, but this transmission fluid, ATF type T4, is the type that you can use for your Cayenne. It's the exact same formula. So I'm using that right now, and while I'm getting it set up, while the car is dripping and draining. My car, or my SUV, has been leaking transmission fluid for, a year. I took it into Porsche to do the field or the recall on the fuel, I think the fuel filter, and then afterwards I just started having tons of problems. I mean, the very next day, tranny leaking, injector leak. I mean, it was just very weird, I'll just say that. And I could go into later what else I found that they had done, just poor work. And anywho, they did get the component in there. But all right, and I've already got a new fill plug, and multiple components that I can do, and the transmission fluid. If I need a little extra, pretty sure that works as well. I'm going to double check. And then I think somebody else said to add this additive to just help with overall performance of your tranny. So, and that's it for me. All right, I'm underneath the car, and as you can see, it's been leaking all over the place, and I think it's a bad seal. But these are 10 millimeter bolts, and I went all the way around with first starting to break them free with just a normal ratchet wrench, and now I'm using my new Harbor Freight Hercules electric tool, and it's working very well. I'm very happy with it. I've never had an electric tool like this, and very impressed with it. It's doing a good job. Now for these down under here, I'm gonna see if I can use a tool, but I think I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, just an update. All right, I've got the filter off, the gasket, and the cover, and now it's time to clean. Note to self that the old shower curtain that I used is more porous. So yeah, while water may not go through it, I guess transmission fluid would. And so as careful I was trying to be not to spill the fluid, I did. And so just note for self. I think DY Dan says to leave the bolts in when you're trying to pry it apart, because it was still stuck on there even though I removed all the bolts. So I left a few on and did get it finally took apart. I think if I recall, I went to that side and was able to pry it open with a flat screwdriver, or pry it off. I tried it multiple ways, but I think that corner was the best. And like I said, mine was leaking, and I was trying to figure out from where. And the best I can tell, if you look at the dirt, And the other ones, this side here was probably the worst for me. And who knows, it just happened. But that's what it is. So I'm gonna let her drip for a while and then work on putting everything back on. All right, I have a new dilemma. So there is this washer for the fill, and it has this is a new one. It has two different sides. One that's like a raised edge and a flat side. So watch other videos, nobody talks about it, like I guess it's Mr. Obvious. And regretfully, I did not buy a new one of these, so it's not that boogered up. It should be fine. I'll probably put a little bit of anti-seize on it, but I'm going to go with the flat side against it right there, and just a little bit of anti-seize on it, just a tad. All right, so we got this pour 2, and I'm going to be measuring or monitoring the temperature for the transmission fluid. It's supposed to be, I believe, 40 degrees Celsius when it's reached maximum temperature while you're putting in the fluid, and once it gets that, you should stop. Anyway, how to do that: you're on your pour 2, Tiptronic, and data stream. Oop, that was not what I wanted. Let's try that again. Selection would be helpful. And then it's on the second page. ATF. Okay. Not for sure why you need to escape after you do that. It's just really reversed to me. If you notice, it's 69 degrees, so that's already too hot. I was driving around, so I've actually already done it, and I just wanted to show you guys how to do it if you're on your pour 2 and you're actually looking for that data stream. So when I did it yesterday, it was about 30-some degrees, and I think somebody said it took them 15 minutes. For me, it took like 35 to 40 minutes to actually get to 40 degrees Celsius because it was so cold out. And I thought I was going to put more fluid in, but I didn't. Every time I tried to put more in, it kept coming out. So it must be when I had drained it, there was still some locked in the system that didn't come out. So I believe I put about 7.5 quarts in. So 7 to 8 quarts, I would say, but not 9.5. And when it hit 40, basically right at 39, it was dribbling, and I knew that was the point where it was just little drips. My wife was going through the gears. I had her go through the gears, park, reverse, and drive, and it was pouring out during that time. I tried to fill it back up, and it just kept coming out, and then, I mean, like a solid stream coming out, and I had a catch pan underneath it. And then once it got close to 39 degrees to 40, I knew it was time to put the fill cap on. And that's pretty much it. I tried it this morning, put the car down for Miss Jack's, and it's been really good. Now, before I was low on fluid, and transmission was slipping a little bit. I mean, it's crisp shifts now. I don't have to wait for it to heat up. I mean, it's enough fluid there, and it's doing its job. So anyways, to recap, not a hard job. I think it says 4 hours to do it. It was my first time. I really took my time. I let the car drain for a few hours. And then I also asked for help at a certain point. I had to wait on kids. So it was longer than 4 hours for me. But it's always good to have an extra hand. And that's it. I'm happy with the job. Now, next is trying to figure out my power steering leak. And I'm not looking forward to that one. Not to say I was looking forward to this job either. So far, probably the worst job is the fuel pumps. I did not enjoy that. And just the amount of times I went in to figure out what was wrong. But anyway, hopefully everybody's having a wonderful day. It's 52 out right now. Fantastic weather. Please subscribe, and you'll be able to see my next adventure. Thanks. Bye.